Well, hello, everyone. First up, the 40th anniversary of the Supreme Court case that abolished the Lord's Day Act. Second, the Leaderboards wrap-up. Third, the King comes to Canada. And fourth, euthanasia as a solution for mental illness is back in the news. It's Wednesday, May 21st, and this is Quick Updates. So we recently passed the 40th anniversary of the Big M Drug Mart Supreme Court case that struck down the Lord's Day Act. John and I had a conversation about this on our most recent podcast episode.
The court does seem somewhat dismissive again of the Lord's Day Act because it's like, well, we have this because majority religion is Christianity, even more so in 1906 than today. You know, it's just kind of, and that's not good enough. But the court is actually going to, in its reasoning, point to universal rights. So it's going to say that the charter is kind of the culmination of a universal rights movement, the idea that everyone has inherent dignity and inherent rights, and that these are universal. They're not just relative to the majority of a given country and the popular will. They're saying they're
biblical concepts.
Right. They're above and beyond that. That's right. So that kind of universalism, and of, you know, if we have rights in one place, people have them everywhere because of who they are. There's that kind of universalist aspect to this case that's clear. What I find very interesting is that's kind of the cutoff point.
You can check out our podcast feed on your podcast app of choice. Leaderboards was wrapping up last week. Here's Naomi with more on that.
The results for the 2024-2025 ARPA Leaderboards competition are in. You were busy this year, doing flag displays, flyers, postcards, signs up. It was all happening. It was close, things were tight, but the competition is wrapped up and we have 3 winners who will be crowned today. So, without further ado, let's get into it. In third place, with a total of 1,179,580 points, we have Emmanuel Christian School from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Their most valuable play this past year was hosting so many fundraisers for family and pregnancy care centers. They hosted movie nights, collected funds for bottles for babies, participated in a clothing drive, and knit baby hats. Great job, ICS. Next up, in second place, with 1,698,680 points, we have the Emmanuel Christian High School of Fergus, Ontario. Their most valuable play this past year was hosting a total of 4 flag displays, 2 in the fall and 2 in the spring. They were also the only club to meet with their elected representative twice. Way to go, ECHS. And in first place, the champion, the top dog. Are you ready? With 2,815,980 points. Teach Home Educators of Brant. They were busy all year round. It's hard to pick just one most valuable play, but they especially excelled in sending postcards to every single MP, MPP, and MLA across Canada, ensuring that they heard our message. They also wrote impressive letters to the editor and attended many local ARPA events. Congratulations, Teach.
Thanks so much, Naomi. King Charles is coming to Canada for the opening of Parliament and will deliver the speech from the throne. This hasn't happened since 1977, when Queen Elizabeth did it the last time. Here's Levi with more on this.
Hey, everyone. Next week, the King is coming to Canada. Next week, King Charles is coming to deliver the speech from the throne, a speech that outlines the priorities of the Canadian government over the next few years. Now, while many of us probably don't give too much thought to the British monarch, King Charles in some ways can remind us of the place of our heavenly king. For example, both kings are not elected by human governments. King Charles inherited the throne from his mother, and in the same way, Jesus Christ is a king not that's elected by any human government, but because he is the Son of God and the Son of the Creator of the world. And there's also other ways that the British king over Canada reflects our heavenly king and his authority over us here. If you want to read a little bit more about those different ways, go online and read about the article about the king coming to Canada.
Thanks so much, Levi. With Liberal success in last month's election, another issue comes back into focus: mental illness and euthanasia. The Liberals under Trudeau had pushed out the deadline for the mental health provision in the Criminal Code until March 2027. However, it was expected by many that the next government would have been made up by members who would reverse that legislation before it was brought into effect. Now we're up against the deadline again, being less than 2 years away and well within the mandate period of Mark Carney's new government. This was brought to the fore again this week when French-language radio hosts in Quebec stated that euthanasia was a solution that could bring release for people suffering from mental illness. Go to carenotkill.ca to read more about this issue and to take action. That's it for quick updates this week. Thanks to you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.